Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your forecast for your astrology forecast, that is for February 2026. Wow, time is passing us right by. And before we get started, I just want to share with you some of the things that I want to point out for the month because this is a fast month because we only have 28 days in February. So things are moving pretty rapidly at this time. And when I say 2026, it brings to mind that in Ethiopia, they're only in 2018 because of the calendar that they use. So we're here, they're there, and their calendar is a solar calendar, whereas ours is the Gregorian calendar. But with their calendar, their body is more accustomed to the earth because it being a solar calendar, when the sun rises, that's when the time begins. When the sun sets, that's when the time ends. Okay, and I think that's important because we are, as a collective, our frequency on the planet is being reset because we're in the age of Aquarius, right? And the feminine Kundalini energy is rising, so that is creating change, and that's why in the Americas we see that government system breaking down because the Kundalini energy is about not about control, okay? It's more about our emotions and bringing love into the story, you know. So we're seeing a lot of what's been hidden coming to the surface, especially with those people who are in positions of authority. Okay, and what we have this month is a stellium starting out the month in the sign of Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius is all about the people having the power. Okay, and in the Americas, we can see that the system is breaking down and the people are starting to pay attention, take control. Okay, so we have, Mercury in Aquarius right now, Venus in Aquarius right now, the Sun in Aquarius right now. And we also have two asteroids, Vesta, and Vesta is the virgin goddess of hospitality. However, she's committed to her own internal flame. Okay, so when we're talking about your own internal self, God, that's where Vesta is touching in on us, is for us to remember who we really are. And the other asteroid is Astrea, and she is about justice, okay? And this is what we're looking at right now at this moment in time. We're looking at how that feminine energy is rising. And again, it's called the Kundalini, where, you know, some of us may have thought that that was a masculine energy, but no, it's a female energy. And we all have male and female in our body, okay? We are dual energies. So she's raising the vibration, and it is up to us as individuals whether or not you want to change your frequency, okay? Because either you in or it's going to go without you. Okay, and let's see what else did I want to say. We also have Pluto in Aquarius, okay? So big changes, transformation energy here. Then we have this full moon in Leo, which is about the heart, you know, thinking, not thinking with your mind, but with your heart, okay? And this is in opposition to this stellium in Aquarius. However, with the full moon, we're talking about releasing things that no longer serve us. So it's a time where we have to get to the point where we have to start shining, okay? This is our time to shine as individuals. So wherever it is in your, what is it, your inner child, where you feel or was taught that you're not enough, you are enough. And you have to change that concept of who you are, because this is about growth. And whether we like it or not, we're going to have to accept where we're headed. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to just discuss a few other things that's happening this month. We have Uranus turning direct in in Taurus, okay? And then we have Mercury moving out of that stellium into Pisces on the 6th. Venus moves out of that stellium and moves into Pisces on the 10th. Saturn, this is the big deal. Saturn moves into Aries on the 13th, okay? And that is where Saturn will stay there for the next 2 years. And that's where we have Neptune, and they will conjunct. Okay, we also have there is so much packed energy here. We have the solar eclipse happening in Aquarius, and that's going to be on the 17th. And we also have the lunar new year happening as well, moving out of the snake energy, Kundalini, and into the fire horse. So we have lots of fast paced energy happening this month. So things are going to be moving rapidly, suddenly, shockingly, because we have Uranus moving direct. Okay, and let's see if there's anything else I want to share with you. On the 20th, Saturn conjuncts Neptune in Aries at 0 degrees. Now, this is like a super duper manifesting energy. So, whatever it is that you feel, because it's your emotions that is going to dictate to how your manifestations show up for you in your life. So use your feelings wisely. We also have Mercury turning retrograde in Pisces on the 26th. And the last thing, we'll have Mars in Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus on the 27th. Okay, so take a breather. You got to settle in and try not to be reactive, because this passionate, fiery energy is here for us this month. But we need to move with intention and consciously. Okay, so I'll see you on the other side. Hello, my beautiful Aquarius collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your forecast for February 2026. So I did an intro video highlighting the month's activity and gave you some tidbits of gold nuggets that will probably be useful in your knowledge. So check that out, because here I'm just going to go right into the forecast, okay? Starting with the 1st of January's full moon in the sign of Leo. And this is happening in your 7th house of relationships, okay? And your relationships are your one-on-one relationships, your business partners, partnerships, legal contracts, open enemies, marriage, divorce, type of thing, your family, close friends, okay? So you may feel the urge to celebrate shared successes or confront imbalances, like one partnership overshadowing the other. All right? Fostering deep heart-centered connections, relationships tested turning points, such as commitment, compromises, or even amicable endings to restore harmony, heightened sensitivity to others' moods, that's the heightened sensitivity, promotes empathy but can stir projections or trust issues. Social visibility rises, making public appearances or joint creative pursuits feel rewarding. Okay, so this is a heartfelt full moon, so you have to, you know, get out of your head and come down to your heart and communicate from that space. Okay, also give your inner child more love and care, pamper yourself, and know that you are enough. Okay? Now, on the 3rd, we have Uranus stations direct in the sign of Taurus, and this is happening in your 4th house. And this is your house of home, your private life, your family, your ancestry, your siblings, your parents especially. Let's see, what else is there? Real estate is also, owning property and things like that is a part of the 4th house as well. So, and I did say your ancestry. So, this transit emphasizes redefining your home through moves, renovations, or family realignments that prioritize your personal freedom over tradition. Expect breakthroughs in ancestral patterns or inner security that encourages flexibility rather than rigidity about your ancestry. Okay? Just be proud of yourself that you made it this far, really. On the 6th, we have Mercury moves to Pisces, and he is detriment in Pisces, and this is in your 2nd house of finances, your value system, your possessions, your self-worth, self-esteem. And part of your, relationship is here because it's related to the 8th house, other joint resources. So anyway, you may feel drawn to creative ways of earning or spending, like artistic pursuits or charitable givings, Watch for vagueness in your financial decisions. Your communication about values or family finances become more empathetic and poetic at the same time. During this time, material wealth takes a back seat to your emotional security or soul nourishing investments. Family support and financial matters strengthen during this transit. Okay, so that's a positive. Now, 7 days later is the 10th. Venus will enter Pisces in the second house. You can expect financial gains from artistic endeavors, media, or unconventional sources. Your wealth may flow through family ties and partnerships. Guard against overspending that's driven by your emotional generosity. Okay, be careful of that. Pisces is out of bounds, boundless. You have a sense of peace through self care, indulgences, or aligning your possessions with heartfelt ideas that boost your self esteem beyond your material success. Okay? Saturn moves into Aries on the 13th, and it remains there until 2028. That's a 2 year stint. And this is happening in your third house. So expect your mindset to mature, which shifts from being reactive thinking to intentional clarity. You may face mental blocks, overthinking, or the need to refine harsh self talk through practices like journaling or focused study. Learning to communicate by speaking with authority rather than with volume in teaching or writing roles that reflect your maturity. Okay. Siblings, neighbors, or local community ties could surface old tensions, urging you to set boundaries and handle resolutions with patience. Okay? Because we have Saturn setting boundaries. Saturn is testing, okay? Because what comes next is going to be the real test that is going to show up here shortly. So let's move on to the 17th. We have the new moon in Aquarius, and this is in the first house. During this time, you may feel a surge of individuality, breaking free from old self images to embrace something more authentic and forward thinking. You may be inclined to update your look, start a personal project, or assert your uniqueness. Now, your first house is all about yourself, how you are perceived by others and how you look, how you act, how you carry yourself, all of that. Okay, and this is in the first house. And just remember, Aquarius is in the sign of, Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. So you also have this transformative energy that's happening as well. All right, so on the 20th, we have Neptune in Aries conjunct Saturn, and this is happening in your third house. And this is what I was talking about. This is at 0 degrees, which is a new beginning, but this is the beginning of a 36-year cycle. And as I said before, Saturn only will be here for 2 years, but Neptune will stay here for 13 years until 2039. So Neptune is boundless, but the test is that you learned how to ground and anchor yourself when Saturn is no longer in the house, this house with Neptune. Okay, so the beginning is at 0 degrees, and this is what some of us can expect. Expect heightened sensitivity in your local interactions, heightened writing, or more short trips. Okay, you are inspired to express your poetic and artistic communication with clarity and persistence. Journaling and meditation will balance your forgiveness with focus, your fogginess, I'm sorry. On the 26th, we have Mercury retrograde in Pisces, and this is in your second house of finances. So, communication about money or possessions may become foggy and or delayed. Encouraging caution, you will caution with enc- encouraging caution with purchases and contracts. Okay, be careful of that because retrogrades you want to review. Okay, this retrograde can foster rigid thinking or escapism. So avoid big spending. I don't know why I put I should have had careful, but avoid this. Just avoid big spending. Review your bank statements and old expenses if you have to. Sell or donate what no longer serves to clarify your self-worth. Okay? So on the 27th, and let me just say this, and that just means, clean out your closet. If you have things that uh, is outdated, it's no need to hold on to it. Give it to charity, and that should suffice. All right, so Mars in Aquarius square Uranus in Taurus. This is happening on the 27th, and this is your first house, Mars in Aquarius, and your fourth house, Uranus in Taurus. Expect abrupt changes like family conflicts, moves, or revelations, shaking your foundations. This aspect heightens accidents, risks, or impulsive rebellions, demanding mindful channeling of restless energy. Embrace your quirky innovations, but avoid alienating others with your hidden stubbornness. Okay? So, for some of you, Aquarius rising, you are already isolated. You are, some of you are the kind of people that don't have any friends. You have that detaching energy around you as well. However, you just need to make the best of it and be careful with Mars because Mars, you're easily around in the kitchen. You can cut yourself, you can burn yourself. It's a hot energy. So just be careful during this transit, which is a square, when it comes to your body. All right. Okay, Aquarius rising. This is your forecast for February 2026. And until next time, bye for now. Oh, you didn't do it, huh?